We all want to be something in this world. We all want to be somewhat of a success in this life. Most of us want to succeed in life. Most of us have things that we want to accomplish. We want to be able to please our mom and our dad. We want to be able to be of some great stature in this world. But understand this. If you are in a position, you was granted that position by one person or another. When God gives you a position, He gives you that position for a reason. Whether you asked for it, whether you believe God for it or not, because sometimes we feel that we have a calling on our life, and that's what God has called us to do. But sometimes there are some of us that God has put in a position that we never asked for. That reminds me of the story of David. David was tending to the sheep. He was the youngest of his brothers. And although it may not seem that he was qualified, if he was not of great stature, he was the youngest out of all his brothers. And he may have been this little scrawny something. And when God told Samuel, seek for the king of Israel, it did not cross Samuel's mind that it would be the youngest of all of his brothers, the one that was tending the sheep, the one that had no idea that he was going to be the king of Israel. But God saw fit. Even though his brothers were of great stature, they worked out in the gym. They thought that they went up to Samuel, I'm the one, I am the one. And it's typically the ones that say, I am the one that's not the one. It brings me also to a story where Moses was not qualified, was not educated, was not one of the ones that everybody would pick to be the leader that would lead the people of Israel to the other side. Can you imagine being in a position where he was not of excellency of speech? He even told God himself, God, I'm not qualified. I am not the one to lead your people. Why did you choose me? And could you imagine being in his position and dealing with all types of people that were complaining, that was not listening to what he had to say? But God still used him with his imperfect self. That also brings me to the story of Jeremiah chapter 1. How Jeremiah said, I am too young for the job. I'm too young to walk and lead your people and speak your word. I'm too young. But God simply says, if I choose you with your imperfect abilities or your perfect disabilities, I chose you for a reason. Just because you have opponents, just because you have people around you, surrounding you, whether it's your family, friends, foes, enemies, that says that you're not qualified and look at you, say you don't have an education, and look at you and say that you're not of great stature, and look at you and say that your speech is not like mine. I have an education. I have this degree. I have spoken at so many events. I've spoken at great cathedrals. I have done more than you have. I should be in this position. I should be the one that's qualified. There are people that are waiting on you to fail. There are people that are waiting on you and have spoken your name to many people because they feel that you're not qualified. They feel that you're not who God sent. They're waiting on you to fail the job that God has given you. But little do you know that they're standing in the ditch waiting for you to lift them up out of the ditch. It could be that person that lifts you up when you're down. It could be that person that could take you to the next level where you never thought that you would be. It could be that very person that sit on the corner that you ignored all this time. It could be that very person that you downed and you talked about and that you lied on and that you felt some type of way because they were not in the position, they were not on the level that you were on. It could be that very person that owns the restaurant, that has the key or the next penny to your $1 million. It could be that very person that when you're down and out and you are on the side of the road, it could be that mechanic that has lost his job, that now is sleeping on the street, and you have a flat tire and you can't reach anybody. It could be that very person. Never despise who God approved. It could be that very person that used to be a doctor and lost their job because of a pandemic, that lost everything because of something that happened that was drastic in their life. You are now can't find anybody, can't reach anybody, and it could be that very person that helped you along the way. Your level of success could be very well the place where shows you you. Your level of success, where you think that you are successful in life, could be very well the place where God have you to see where your heart is. Where you think you are successful at could be the very place where dig your ditch. Be careful who you treat wrong. Be careful of who you look down on. For that may be just the person that leads you to the other side of Jordan. That could be the very person that kills your Goliath, that have picked on you all this time. That could be the very person that you despised, that could heal your sickness. That could be your very person that you spit on, that you humble